Good afternoon. My name is Danny Mahan, and today I will be arguing on the side of the affirmative. And the criteria is that AI ruins the integrity of music and harms the wholeness of society. So, the definition for artificial intelligence is computer systems that are capable of performing complex tasks that are or that were formerly only known to be used by humans or could be done by humans. So, my first point, or would be that there's a significant impact on human creativity. So, for example, it provides shortcuts that may discourage original, valuable musicians. So, when we do include AI in those generating apps, these are shortcuts for people to ultimately get to what they're wanting to do, and they go through the process of creativity a lot quicker. And overall, it's not original. The original creativity process is basically the composition of AI starting a base and a human basically adding on things, so it's not original work. Also, too, there's a reliance on AI that is kind of creating a stagnant of artistic innovation. We've seen this happen many, many times where we've relied on AI too much, and human creativity is kind of lost within that because of how reliant AI is with generating ideas and generating base, a base of creativity for people to work off of. Also, too, it would create economic displacement. So, when you do give the AI generating apps a lot more of attraction or a lot more use, it threatens the livelihoods of musicians, composers, and producers. Economically, everyone is struggling right now at the moment, and so taking the livelihoods of musicians, composers, and producers could hurt not only the music industries, but those that are individually working to support their families or support themselves. It finds it difficult to secure work when you're relying on AI or using those AI generating apps. It could also lead to significant economic shifts within the music industry, with less opportunities being given to those that have that creativity ability, and for new and existing musicians. AI music is also generating and relying on the heavy existing data that is already pre-existing. So you're basically ultimately taking the original style and sound that is already original, and it makes the lines between inspiration, imitation, and plagiarism become blurred, because how much creativity is or how much of borrowing music or using original music is ethical before it becomes unethical. You also rely on AI for compositions, ultimately making people lose those technical skills and creativity, because you're not fully putting yourself forward with using those technical skills and that creativity. You're using the app to basically use that AI, create something, and then ultimately work off that. And when creating something is basically just utilizing what's already been pre-existing within that data. While I believe that AI ruins the integrity of music, I believe it becomes very much an ethical issue, and also a copyright issue, which could lead to a lot of lawsuits or a lot of court cases moving forward on why is my music being used, but then also too, why is it being used and mastered? And then we also have to call into question, well, are people going to be charged for those AI generating apps? How much are there going to be royalties dispersed for using those AI generated apps? So that's really an area of concern, and yeah.
Okay. I'm Harrison Glockmeyer. I'm going to be doing the cross-examination, and our resolution is is AI or do AI music generating apps do more harm than good? Okay. So for my first question, I'd like to ask, do you use AI?
Just recently for academics.
Okay. How do you use AI? Is it just for academics? Do you ever use it for like outside of school, like looking anything up, or just
for academics is what I'm using it for, generating arguments and debates in my class, and then basically read like questions and stuff.
Okay. Do you think that AI has benefited you academically?
No, not really.
Okay. How do you think that AI affects creativity?
I believe it kind of creates a base for people to work off of. It's like giving a paper that's already half drawn, and then just allowing somebody to draw on it and say that this is my original work.
Okay, so we're talking about AI apps. So we're talking about an app. So do people work for Facebook?
Like, do people work for the brand or the company?
Yes, the app. Yes.
Yeah.
And so you said that AI apps are taking away from jobs. Well, Facebook is an app, and it has created jobs. So AI apps are also creating apps. Would you agree?
You said AI apps are creating apps,
or are creating jobs as well?
I would say no, only
Okay.
because it's computer engineers, so it wouldn't be like physical people. It would be, it wouldn't be physical people.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to be doing the negation portion now. So for my first point, I would like to say the educational application. So for AI apps, they can be used as teaching tools. These tools can help students learn music theory, composition, performance tricks, and techniques. These generate a positive learning environment where students are able to experiment without being worried about failing. My second point is they enhance productivity for artists. So when artists are using AI tools, they have realized that using these tools they can easily master AI is able to easily master tasks that would take the artist multiple hours. AI is able to do it in minutes. AI can also create a multitude of harmonies and lyrics that the artist can use as inspiration to collaborate with or just be inspired from. Many think that this takes away from the human aspect, yet it really is just enhancing the music. For my third point, I would like to talk about the increasing music diversity that it brings. So AI systems are able to rapidly generate a variety of from a variety of genres, styles, and influences. This suggests a larger cultural environment. When AI is used in this type of tool, it gives the audience a lot more music to appreciate. They're able to pull from different cultures and collaborate these with other cultures, which breaks boundaries geographically. For my fourth point, I'd like to say that it also allows for collaboration. So AI serves as a great partner for artists. As I stated earlier, it's able to inspire them. And because it is able to inspire them, it creates collaboration between a human and computers. And together they're able to push boundaries of music making. And this can push artists into making new realms of art. For my fifth point, I'd like to talk about the economic growth and innovation that this brings. So with new music being generated, this can in turn stimulate economic growth in the music industry, which can produce more jobs in the community of music. To expand on my first point a little bit more, educationally, it is a powerful tool for artists. For beginners, they're able to use this as an app that is interactive and engaging. For example, students can plug simple melodies in and be given new chord progressions to see the musical choices that they could have taken. This is a type of learning from music theory. They can create music, and with the instant feedback, it helps the concepts be grasped at a quicker rate. Students can experience more customized and tailored to fit education for their needs within a matter of minutes. By integrating AI into our systems, the experiences can be more adaptive, personal, and easily understood. To expand on my third point of music diversity, AI is able to draw from a large range of music and create intricately diverse music within minutes. With this tool, it is being available to artists. They have the flexibility to make very diverse music, which is expanding their listening and their listeners' listening to new musical horizons. This music could potentially surpass geographical and cultural boundaries that have not been passed before. And just to talk a little bit more about the economic growth, AI is able to create custom soundtracks which can help consumers' engagement go up, and not only with the apps but for the individual artists, which is helping our economy economically and also inspiring possible future artists who are able to witness this firsthand as the revolution of AI takes place. That is all for my rebuttal.
All right. So I know that you mentioned that it allows educational opportunities, like allows the students to learn. In what ways does it allow the students to learn?
The students are able to learn new compositions and techniques for music theory, and they can listen to different melodies and chord progressions that are put together, which helps them decide the musical choices that they can take.
Were they not able to do that before AI was invented?
Yes, but they're able to do it within a matter of minutes, which is able to enhance their learning experience.
So it's quicker to do it that way, right?
Yes.
Okay, so like it's quicker like to cheat, like on a test, instead of just studying?
If you use AI, theoretically, yes, it would be quicker to use that.
Okay, and then I know you mentioned that it inspires musicians. Okay, so if it's inspiring musicians, in what ways is it inspiring musicians? Is it inspiring musicians to take original work and work off of that? In what ways?
It can inspire them to use different cultures. As I stated earlier, AI can pull from different cultures and different locations for music and collaborate these with their artists, and it can create new music that hasn't been made yet.
So would you say it's ethically wrong to take from another culture and work off of that and claim it as their own work?
If they're claiming it as their own work without giving credit, yes, that is wrong.
Okay, so you're saying that AI has to just say, hey, this is from such? Like this is their original work too?
They can state where they're pulling the work from, yes.
Okay, so when it comes to economic growth, you mentioned that it provides jobs for people. Who, in question, would it provide jobs for if AI is typically a computer system?
For the people that are working for the apps that are being developed.
So, like the apps, the AI-generated apps.
Sorry.
All right, so I know that it was mentioned that AI allows educational opportunities, but there was a point in time where where AI was not even included into education, just as early or just as late as a few years ago. We did not have AI incorporated into our educational. Just as recent as this year is when many schools have started to go ahead and incorporate AI into their academics. Before then, it was known as plagiarizing and stealing the original work of somebody else. And in a way that could also potentially bring, like I mentioned earlier, court cases where people are mentioning copyright or saying that, hey, that this is my original work that's being utilized in this way and for this production. So it was also mentioned that it is better for cultural environments, and it pulls from different cultures, and in the same way or whatever, it's pulling from different cultures, and it's taking the original work that has already been made and breaking base off that. So when an AI is or when the app is generating music utilizing AI, you're taking from cultures that have already had that history, that base, also to the knowledge and the connections within those cultures, and you're taking it and you're saying, hey, oh, this is pretty cool. Let me go ahead and add my little twist on it, and then go ahead and you're using it like that. Collab between artists and the AI. That would be a collab that has already been made when people are producing. Like I said, there's people that need to be within these roles, because if not, it'll cause a economic, and it threatens the livelihood of people when you're not allowing those producers to be behind the computers. That collaboration is already seen when people are producing music and producing or composing music behind a computer screen. So why AI needs to be included for that collaboration isn't sufficient enough when it comes to people that are already doing that right now, being behind the screen and being behind that computer doing those work. So you also mentioned that it's diverse in music. So you're utilizing a lot of different music. It was diverse years ago, decades ago. AI is just utilizing what was used and what's in the database to go ahead and work off of that. So in what way does it diverse, or what way is it diverse or more diverse than what it was before? If anything, is utilizing what was already before and putting a twist to it or adding on to it, which in hindsight is good, but is not good overall ethically. Okay.
Okay, so I'd like to go back to to the first point that you just made, where you talked about AI being incorporated in educational programs. So I said that they use this in the educational setting. However, they could be regulating the apps that they use so that it is not plagiarism, but that it does have educational benefits. For my next point to go off of what you said was that it's pulling from cultures. So it is pulling from cultures, but this is shedding light on cultures that are often overlooked or that could possibly have been forgotten in a sense. Another point that you said that I want to bounce off of is artists are being able to use this tool to rapidly produce music. So they're able to rapidly produce music, and this is how it's helping with their productivity. They're not just doing pop songs, but they can also use this for the background music for apps. And just simple tunes like that. They're able to rapidly generate this, which gets it out at a quicker time, which is more efficient overall. And the last point that you said, how is it diverse? It's diverse because it is bringing cultures together, and it is building on top of them and creating new ones for people to listen to. So now I'm going to summarize my points and do my voters. So my first point was the educational point. So these are powerful tools for the artist. The example that I stated earlier was that they could plug these melodies in to an app, and they could be given new chord progressions, which helps them see the new musical choices that they can create. And as I said, the instant feedback is more helpful when they're grasping these concepts. By integrating AI into our systems, they can experience more adaptive and personal experiences through the apps than they could with a teacher. Another point that I said is that it enhances productivity. So AI has shown us that it can effortlessly create and execute tasks that are repetitive in the music industry. Artists no longer have to take the time out of their day to work on these repetitive tasks. They're able to work on creating their music, which allows for higher productivity. Another point that I had was the increasing musical diversity. So AI is able to draw from a larger range of music and create this diverse music within minutes. This music could potentially surpass geographical and cultural boundaries. The economic growth AI is able to create custom soundtracks for the consumers, which will create higher engagement, which creates higher profits, which is good not only for the apps but also for the individual artist. Now I'm going to do my voters. So my first one is by integrating AI into our systems, we are able to expand the knowledge that we can gain through creativity with music and AI. My second voter is it enhances productivity. So artists have found that they are able to use AI tools so that they are able to use their time working on mastering more difficult skills. For my third point, it's diversity. Music is able to be more diversely created because of how quickly AI is able to rapidly generate collaborations of cultures and influences within minutes. And then for my last voter, I want to state the economic growth. So it helps our economy now and inspires for the future. Overall, I think that AI is positive for the educational system, but it's also positive for the musical system for the music system, because with the music industry using AI, they're going to be able to create music quicker, more diverse music. It's going to be easier for their artists to produce this music and be inspired by other music when it's at their fingertips. And for future artists that are in school, it's going to help their education progress be more engaging and interactive for the future. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
All right. So the negation mentioned how shortcuts are easier for the producers or for the students or for those that are interested in the music industry. But in what way does shortcuts seem to be ethical? Because at the same time, I can do a shortcut on a test and forget all studying. That doesn't make me any less better than the next person that's deciding to cheat or become lazy with their craft. There's personal experience. It allows that personal experience. Teaching 101 is also a personal experience. AI is a computer generated system that is ultimately doing what humans could do and can do. And so while it is personal, at the same time, that human interaction would allow you to also feel capable and also get that encouragement. You mentioned that it's forgetting cultures, or that it can bring about forgotten cultures. While that is true, you're working off of what's already been known and what's already been used. And why can't we use a different way to bring about those old or those forgotten cultures that have been lost within history? To restate my points, I've mentioned that it's an impact on human creativity. It discourages musicians and other valuable musicians from utilizing their skills and creativity. Economic displacement. It actually get rid of the job, because this is a computer generated system or whatnot. It's taking jobs away from people that can physically be there and do the jobs that the computer system can do. It also relies heavily on existing data, which can create legal complexities. So it can create things where we can actually get in trouble legally for taking the music or the data that's already been pre-stored. It also, too, it relies on the composition of the AI. And takes away the technical skills and creativity. So I will say that it, in my opinion, takes away from the original learning and capabilities that an original person within the music industry can have compared to somebody that's using the AI to do it. In conclusion, I believe that while AI generating apps may offer some advantages, the potential harms greatly negatively impact with diminished artistic value, the job displacement with people losing jobs, negative impacts on the music education with students trying to find an easier way out, and cultural erosion and legal complexities. Yeah.